Thank you for tuning in. This is DJ Bob Fresh from SEGASHIRO.com, your Sega resource. And today we're changing it up a little. We're doing a video preview of the PlayStation Move. All right, this is due out next week or so, and we got our hands on it at FAN EXPO 2010. Specifically, the demo that we're trying out in this video is the Time Crisis demo. I also got to play a Lord of the Rings game on the PlayStation Move, and particularly we're focusing on Time Crisis because as Sega fans, we're hoping that Sega will go see this technology and bring us House of the Dead, Virtual Cop, and other shooters that many arcade goers and Sega fans would love to see come home to consoles. And this is one avenue that Sega could exploit to bring those over, and they could bring them over in HD, no less. So, to put it in fewer words, the PlayStation Move has incredible potential for light gun fans and Sega fans alike. And that's why we decided to look at this and give you a detailed preview of what we thought after coming away and playing the unit. So the PlayStation Move controller itself is very much like the Wiimote, except that it has some added technology layered onto it. In terms of size, it's about as long as the Wiimote with the Wii Motion Plus. However, it's nicely contoured and black. It also has a strap and a USB unit for charging the controller at the bottom of it. There's the 4 standard PlayStation buttons, plus a trigger underneath, and of course that glowing ball. And we'll talk about that glowing ball in a minute. In terms of build quality, the controller felt really nice. All of the buttons were easy to access, and the trigger function, which we were using in this game specifically, was nice and squishy. However, it didn't change the fact that we would have much rather preferred to use a gun holder of some sort. So we've seen a few images out there around the net web of that 1950s blaster. Hopefully that'll be a little more dynamic when it comes to playing shooting games. Now the technology in the PlayStation Move is pretty impressive. It has an accelerometer to judge how far and how fast you are swinging the remote. It has all sorts of angular sensors, so it can track rotation, it can track how you're holding the PlayStation controller. There's even a magnometer, which can be used to calibrate the controller relative to the Earth's magnetic field. So that's pretty funky. But what really makes the PlayStation Move special and really helps give it that crazy accurate feeling, like I was more than generally, I was incredibly impressed with the accuracy of the pointer when I was playing the game. Sometimes with Wii titles I find there's always something a little bit off about the aiming, but this, even though I was only standing 4 feet away from the screen and I was moving back and forth, it stayed very, very accurate. And how it manages to do that is simple. Now essentially what it does is that glowing ball is an LED, and when paired with the PlayStation Eye camera, it can actually track in 3D space where that light is being emitted from. So if you move away from the screen, the camera knows that the light source is a certain size, so that it knows that it's getting smaller. It'll specifically choose a color that it can see relative to the background around it. So it really made playing this in a tight space really, really handy. In the end, I came away impressed with the PlayStation Move. Sony has done a lot to kind of address the niggling issues of the Wiimote and the Wii Motion Plus, and has really come up with an elegant solution. That said, however, there are times when it can feel very much like a Wiimote. While this game was awesome, Time Crisis was a load of fun, the other game I played at the show, which was Lord of the Rings, felt really like a subpar Wii game in terms of controls. So it wasn't dynamic, and it wasn't innovative. Over the course of time that I played the title, I didn't really notice any delay in shooting or in any of the action. If I did notice anything, it was more that the frame rate of the game kind of stuttered, but it was an early demo. One thing that I can really hope for is that either some third party or Sega themselves releases a really good gun casing or builds the PlayStation motion controller into a gun somehow, because there is a great opportunity for some epic gameplay sessions ahead of us if, they do it right. This is DJ Bob Fresh signing out, keeping his fingers crossed for House of the Dead and Virtual Cop appearing on PlayStation Move.